Cheryl Baker. So fantastic to see you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm absolutely remarkably well because I've been out a lot walking my dog. For instance, I was walking my dog for miles this morning and I came home 20 minutes before talking to you and then had to put my face on and do my hair. So
Oh well, you,
I'm
you
fine.
look fabulous. You look fabulous. So tell
Thank
me
you.
about this ripping off the skirt challenge that you're doing.
Yeah, it's yeah, the rip off skirt challenge. Yes, it's Jay had the idea because a lot of money is being raised for the NHS, and quite rightly, but also we wanted to raise money for the carers. And so this is for a carer charity. It's the Care Workers Fund or Care Workers Charity, and all it is that if you want to join us ripping your skirt off, you don't have to play making your mind up in the background. It's just a little 5-second clip of you ripping off a skirt, or you don't have to have the Velcro. You know, you can pretend. It can be tied. It could be a tea towel. It could be a sheet. It could be a towel. Anything, you know. But or you could tie a jumper around you, like I had this morning walking the dog. And
So
it's just a shot of you ripping it off
can
and
children do
and
it? Can
sending it.
children take part in it?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. But the point is, it's to post it on all your socials, and we will try and compile as many as we can. And if you want to support the charity as well, just by donating a pound or two, or as much as you want to, all the details are on our socials of how you can do that.
Fantastic! Such a brilliant idea. I will film it tonight with my kids. So what else have you been doing then? Because I know that you had like a massive tour planned. You had loads of things happening this year. What have you been doing?
We we'd, we had done. We'd completed 3 of the first gigs of our tour when this happened, and I must say, even in those 3 gigs, there was already the fear of coronavirus,
Oh,
and so we were advised not to go near the fans. And we do a meet and greet. You know, we always do a meet and greet at our gigs, and we couldn't actually properly meet them. Usually we hug and pose for photos with them standing next to us. We
yeah.
couldn't do any of that. But anyway, yeah, we did the 3 gigs and then everything was pulled. I mean, we don't have another gig now for months. So even with people going back to work and this kind of seeming to be easing, the entertainment industry has been hit so badly because we're disposable. You don't need us. We're nice to have, but unnecessary. So I think, unfortunately, I think, you know, theatres, people who work in theatres, all of the entertainment industry is going to really suffer terribly from this. I think we're looking at next year, really. I mean, you would be, I'm sure, afraid to go to a theatre now, even if Boris said it's all right,
Absolutely.
you can
Yeah.
go. And I think a lot of people will feel the same. I think it's going to take a long time for people's confidence to be restored enough to go to a public place where there are going to be thousands of people.
Yeah.
So, and so in that respect, yeah, I it's going to be at least next year.
I saw you on BBC Breakfast the other morning, which was fantastic. Tell me a
That
little
was
bit
good
about that.
fun. That was good
Yeah.
fun. Steve is the Russian correspondent for the BBC, but he's also a massive Eurovision fan. I was going to say Bucks Fizz fan then, but he is a big Bucks Fizz fan, but he's a huge Eurovision fan, and you can challenge him. He will play any song from the Eurovision any winning song from the Eurovision, right back to when it first started in the
Wow.
1950s, and he can play it for you. So it was nice to meet him, even though it was only, you know, via Zoom. But it was good fun. It was good fun, and he played it very well. Played
Yeah,
Making Your
yeah, no,
Mind Up on the
he did
piano.
brilliantly. He did
Yeah,
brilliantly. Now, I first met you on Record Breakers 25 years. You don't remember, do you? Doing my Eskimo,
yeah.
so I might add a little clip of. Sorry?
Were you twirling? Were you a
Yeah, 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 yeah,
twirler?
that was it. Yeah, spinning around,
Yeah,
spinning around. So I was
yeah.
going to ask you a little bit about that at the end, but I was also going to say, what is the first thing that you'll want to do once this lockdown is lifted?
I want to get on stage. I want to get on stage with Mike and Jay. I miss performing. I really do. I mean, this face, this makeup, I don't wear. I've not, you know, I've right now I'm sitting in a pair of shorts. when I've finished with you, I shall take this top off and put a t-shirt on and get in the garden and carry on planting me carrots. So I'm being a bit of a Barbara Good from The Good Life, if you remember that programme. I'm being a Charlie Dimmock. So I'm planting loads of vegetables and I'm loving it. You know, we're cooking lots, we're baking, we're doing things that is not normal for me, you know, and I am really enjoying it, but I miss the pizzazz, you know, I miss the razzle dazzle. So it would be great. It would be great to get on stage and perform and, you know, and just get back to my normal. That's my normal. And we are having fun, you know, we're doing, as I say, lots of cooking and gardening, but we made a board game. Kyla and Natty made a board game called Corona-ropoli. And it's like,
that's going to be one of my questions about board games, but you can tell me now if you like.
well, they made this board game called Corona-ropoli, and it's like Monopoly, but instead of the go to jail, it's go to hospital. And I mean, it's all done tongue in cheek. It's not, you know, mustn't think too seriously about this. It's just a game. But instead of chance and community chests, it's Boris bonus and government guidelines and so on. It's excellent. And as you go around the board, if you stop on a particular square, it might fine you for blowing your nose in public or coughing without covering your face or not wearing a mask, or, you know, so it's very clever. Yeah.
Very creative, very creative. Now, before I do my quick question.
Sorry. That's all right, it's gone now, I've got it.
Okay. Before I do my 10 quick questions, I just wanted to ask you what your memories of presenting Record Breakers were, whether you had a fantastic time, whether you prefer singing now, or, you know, how it compares, really.
I did Record Breakers for 11 series. I started it when I was still in Bucks Fizz, and I carried on for 6 years after I left Bucks Fizz. And so I finished in November 1997, and it was a joyous time for me. I even had on my passport at that time, I had television presenter, because you used to have to write your profession, and it used to be singer. And then when I renewed it and I was just doing TV, I put TV presenter because that's all I was doing at the time. And I loved Record Breakers, especially working with Roy. You know, Roy Castle was an absolute joy. It was a great programme. The best part of this programme was the filming that we did when we went abroad and we saw all the people breaking records abroad. That was amazing. The bit where you go in the studio and piece it all together was a bit monotonous because, as you know, with television, you know, if it goes wrong, you do it again, you do it again, you do it again, you do it again. And it can be a bit dreary, to be perfectly honest. But the filming, when you're meeting all these exciting people that want to be the best at something, better than anyone else in the world, that was extraordinary. And I did have a great time on that show. Loved it.
What was the craziest record that can you remember filming? And did you break any records yourself?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
You?
I had I held 3 records.
Wow.
Roy was included, actually. One was the longest river dance line. We did that in the studio, and I was involved. Actually, it wasn't Roy, it was Mark Curry was involved with that one.
Oh, yeah.
And I did the longest rope slide in the world. That was from the top of Blackpool Tower. Now, at that time, it was the longest rope slide ever in the world, because Blackpool Tower is pretty high.
Yeah.
And both Roy and I did it. There was another one, Bucks Fizz did a record as well. I think that went in the book for a year or 2. And that was producing, recording, cutting and pressing and getting into the shops a vinyl record in the fastest time. Wow. And we did that. We did that with a song called Heartstone. Yeah.
Wow, yeah. That's fantastic. Okay, I've got 10 quick questions. You don't need to worry about explaining the answers, just whatever comes to your head. Nice and fun. Favourite song that you perform?
Probably Making Your Mind Up, because of the skirt. Because every time we do it, everyone goes, yay! As soon as the skirt comes off.
Favourite takeaway?
Indian, definitely.
Favourite photo that's on your phone?
My children,
Oh.
of course. My girl, yeah. My
Um,
children. My children, it sounds like they're, 3 and 4 years old. They're 26 nearly, but next month.
they're twins. You got twins.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Favourite film that you've watched on Netflix while this lockdown's been on?
Oh, on Netflix. We've been watching loads of films. It's more programs I've been watching on Netflix. I love
Or favourite programme then?
well, what's it called? Come on, Ray. Um, ah, Afterlife, Ricky Gervais. I mean, forget the swearing. I think it's amazing. I think he's really gone up in my estimation because I wasn't a fan of The Office, but I love Afterlife. I think he's brilliant in it.
So funny hearing you call yourself Rita just then. I'm just
like,
favourite. Do your kids call you Rita? Or do kids call you Mum? Or
no, they call me Mum. But when we were walking the dog this morning, I went, "Oh, girls, I can't be too long because I've got to go back and put Cheryl Baker on."
Is that what you said? Is that how you view it?
That's it. Yeah.
Favourite TV show that you've ever appeared on or presented?
Well, Record Breaker's got to be up there. Eggs and Baker, because that was my two loves, which is cooking and music. And I had a pretty free hand in Eggs and Baker. And we also did a lot of travelling with that. We travelled. I remember travelling all over America. That was amazing. Yeah. And Footloose, the musical, was my favourite musical, yeah.
Okay. Favourite animal?
Tiger. Favourite pet, dog. I'm a dog person, not a cat person. But favourite animal, I adore tigers. I think they're extraordinary.
I interviewed Clive, the doctor from Doctor and the Medics, the other day, and he said his was Tiger as well.
He's a lovely man.
Oh, he's
Clive
so
is
sweet.
a lovely man.
Yeah, properly lovely.
And a great entertainer.
Sorry?
And a great entertainer.
Yeah. No, he's fab. He's a great guy. Favourite chocolate bar?
Picnic.
No, really?
Yeah, I love them. Because they've got the nuts in and the fruit and the chewy bits. I love picnic bars.
That's probably one of the worst.
Chocolate in it. You can't just have chocolate. For me, is boring. It's got to have something in it, and it's usually nuts. So yeah.
Favourite venue that you've ever played at?
The Palladium, I think. Although I've played some enormous stadiums and like the Royal Albert Hall. The first time I was on TV was from the Royal Albert Hall in 1976. But the Palladium is a bit special. So yeah, the Palladium.
I think you sort of talked about this earlier, but favourite game that you've ever played with your kids?
Well, apart from Corona-ropoli.
COVID one, yeah.
Probably something like Operation, where it's a lot of fun and a lot of screaming. Yeah.
Good answer. And favourite place that you've ever visited?
Yeah, I've visited some great places, and I want to go. And I love visiting places. Just wish they were all closer. Probably Havana. It has to be up there. Havana, Sydney. Yeah. Havana.
Perfect answer. Okay, Cheryl, it's an absolute pleasure to speak to you. You know I love you lots. When I saw you on the cruise and I was screaming all the time, wasn't I?
I know. You were so lovely, Helen. You were so lovely. It was really nice to meet you.
Thank you. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to chat to you now. It's made my day. So thank you so much. Good luck with the skirt ripping. Is that how I say it? Skirt ripping?
It's the skirt rip challenge.
Skirt rip challenge.
Yeah. So if anyone's looking for it, if anyone wants to be involved, if you just cut Cheryl, Mike and Jay or The Fizz, and anything you put on socials, but hashtag skirt rip challenge, yeah.
Okay, super. I will make sure we send our entry in tonight as well. And it's on telly tomorrow night, is it?
Yes, it is, yeah. At some point.
It's wonderful to see
you.
I'm
going back to yes, you will. I'm going back to planting my carrots now.
Wonderful to see you. Bye. Take care.